What's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrew. It's a pleasure to see you in the workshop. So you know we're talking shop today. Not just going to be me talking. I've got some footage that I filmed out of the golf course yesterday to show the practice that I'm going to be talking about. And it's got shot tracer. People have been clamoring for shot tracer, so I'm putting in a little bit of the extra effort to do shot tracer. It's very tedious. I have to do it on my phone. Each shot, film the shot tracer, export it. It's a lot of work, but it's all throughout this video, so I really hope you appreciate and enjoy it, and I hope it helps better showcase what I'm talking about. This video is about practice. Just uploaded a video about a practice round, and I'm kind of feeling the juices again. This entire week, a little bit of a light bulb went off when I started working on my game on Monday. I was reminded of basically how I worked on my game when I wasn't making YouTube videos. I was very focused, I would take notes, I would log my practice, and I just kind of said, hey, why'd you stop? So much like when you're working out, if you have a workout program, you're given kind of your reps, your sets, what you're supposed to do. That's kind of how I've always approached my practice and kind of got away from that. So that's exactly what this little screenshot right here is. I take notes on what I'm doing. It's not about the time I'm spending, it's just about the block sections of work I'm doing. So this entire week, every practice session I've had, I've started with 106 footers. I used to do that every day, and I kind of just got away from that, and I don't know why. So it's just one of those things I needed to get back to basics. So I set up a tee gate, I set up my alignment stick, and 4 balls, 25 sets of those 4 balls, 100 makes. Once I've made those 100 putts, on to the next. Now that I've transitioned up to the driving range, I start with like a warm-up. Much like if you're at the gym and you're just kind of going on a bike for 5 minutes, you just want to get the body moving, get the muscles working, the blood flowing. I do a 20-ball warm-up where I'm just grabbing a pitching wedge, and I'm not worried about anything. I'm just trying to get the body moving, make big rotations, really accentuate feels, strike, shots, whatever. That doesn't really matter. I'm not thinking about the actual work just yet. I'm warming up, and I'm just using these 20 golf balls to get the body flowing. 9 times out of 10, I've already worked out before I practice, so my body is ready to go, but it's just one of those things that gets the body moving the way, the rotation, the isolation, it just gets the body moving the way you want it to move. So that's how I start my practice when I'm up to the driving range. Next thing I'm doing is my slow motion golf swings. This is, I made a video about it, I'll tag it. This is just a drill that Dan gave me a couple years ago, and I really love it. I just grab a lob wedge or a wedge, and I just make really slow, meticulous, accentuated golf swings. This allows me to get in the positions I need to get in, and if I'm not executing, I'm gonna thin it, I'm gonna chunk it, I'm gonna top it. I'm just gonna hit it bad if I don't do what I'm supposed to do. So these slow motion golf swings just get my mind and my body synced up on exactly the motion I want to have happen when I'm working on my swing here on the driving range. So now that I've done this slow motion work, I'm grabbing a 7-iron or an 8-iron, typically 25 or 30 balls, and do some technical work on my golf swing. This first one you see kind of flipped it. I hooked it too much. What Dan and I are working on right now is a bit of a draw feel in path only. I don't want the face to be drawing it, so sometimes that's what happens. So this technical block, basically, I've got one overarching thought that I'm working on, but also I'm allowing each shot to dictate or determine if I'm executing it, if it feels good, or what have you. Like that first one, definitely over flip that club face, so I know just kind of the feel I want is keeping that club face kind of square through impact, but it still feels like a draw, even though it's going to be kind of like a push fade or just a straight ball. After that bit of time, I'm going to transition to a long club, a 10 ball section of either driver, 2-iron, or 3-wood, something I'll hit off the tee. On this given day, I went with 3-wood, and it's the same thing. I'm just kind of doing some technical work, some feel work, and just trying to let each shot determine whether or not I'm executing what I want to execute. I'm not spending a mass amount of time on the tee ball because, I mean, given state of golf, you don't hit as many tee balls as you hit other shots in a round of golf. So that's kind of why I've always spent less time on a day on my tee ball. Obviously, if I'm really struggling with the tee ball, I'll spend a bit more time on it. But as it stands right now, I'm hitting it really solidly off the tee. So that 10 ball block is what the doctor ordered, so to speak. Basically, to round out this chunk, I let what these first few blocks did, what they showed me, I let it dictate the next little section. So what you'll see here is, as I was filming these shot tracers and as I have been practicing lately, I've been struggling with my lines. So I do notice I start aiming a little bit too far right. So I've set this up, as you can see, lining me right at those 3 red stakes. And this is, I'm doing kind of that deliberate work. It seems like it's a beginner's job right now, but like you kind of line up the knees, the hips, the toes, the shoulders. And I'm just really letting myself feel what proper alignment feels like. And those 20 shots felt money. There is basically, that was like a 2-hour, 10-minute block of my practice. I typically would take a little breather and then move on to a second little block. Whether I create it as I go or I've already created it like a workout, I would probably, the next thing I would do would go to the short game green, hit a bunch of shots around the green, and then potentially go out to the golf course. And there you go, that's probably like a 6-hour practice day. So yeah, I hope this gives you a little insight into how I work on my game. I think how a lot of elite players work on their game. If you don't really have a plan, you're kind of just treading water. Going out to the golf course with a plan, taking notes, logging your practice is just a really beneficial thing for your overall improvement at this game. Because you've taken notes like this, November 20th, I took notes. When I go out on the 21st, today, I'm going to take notes and log my practice and make sure I'm not just doing the same thing over and over again. I'm gonna slightly tweak it so that I've got some variety throughout a week of practice. I'm working on every shot in the bag, being able to stay on top of the fact that I need to be spending more time inside 120 yards, short game putting, because that's what's gonna be most important in my next tournament. So that's the important thing, I believe, of taking notes, logging, treating your practices maybe the way you would treat a workout. Have a plan and go out there and execute that plan, and let that plan help you determine what's working or what's not working in your game, and you have actual evidence as opposed to just like it feels like this or it feels like that. And for me personally, it's time to get back on track, and this week alone, just spending that time really focused working, it's been very helpful, and I'm excited to keep working on my game, because making YouTube videos is fun, but I want to play good tournament golf when I play tournament golf. So that's what this little rededication, this getting back on track, has done for me, and I'm excited about the next event. If you haven't seen us prepare for it, that video, it went up today. It went up. It's the practice round at Riviera. We're playing Riviera December 7th and 8th. So hopefully this work can prove itself in a good tournament. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Turn that little notification bell on. And let me know some of the things you do in your practice, if you take notes, if you don't, if you just fly by the seat of your pants or if you're really focused or not, and let me know how it's working for you. See you in the next one. Peace.